streaming on the leadership guy. Perfect. So let's just double check my leadership guy here. What am I streaming? I should be, yes, I should be streaming that. Awesome. I do not need to be recording this. That's fine. Let's see what the streaming master shows. Live. Streaming is now live. Are you sure that I'm live? I am live. Okay. Excellent. Let's just double check my speaker system. Let's get my Bluetooth all set up. Oh, hang on. Let's make sure my on the ears headphones connect. But to do that, I got to just I have to disconnect my Bluetooth. No. Oh, hang on. Let's double check it to my website. Okay, connected. Mic. Okay, I should be good. So we are streaming. Tonight, we are going to be streaming the use of AI. And I'm using Leonardo. I've used Midjourney for the first couple of years, which is amazing. I haven't gone back in a long time because I kind of started falling in love with Leonardo, and I barely touch the surface of what Leonardo can do. But I've had some great success at coming up with lots of cool, awesome slides for my slideshows. And maybe I can show you some of those, so just hang on. Slides, I will show you. So I've done a few different things where I've, so welcome to the show. Again, my name is Kevin Schulteis. That's one of my slides. I used AI, I forget which one, quite a while ago. This might have been ChatGPT to make this anime kind of character streaming. I would usually wear all black. I usually wear black ties. I love black on black. So I made it kind of look like me, you know, younger, nicer, better version of me. And I made a lot of different versions of them. So, and then I vectorized it, and then I can use it for lots of different things. So my name is Kevin Schulteis, and tonight we are going to be going through just my workflow of how to use AI in doing stuff. So hang on. I just need to make sure everything is running. Hello, everybody. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to turn off streaming of my desktop so you don't get blasted with that. We're going to be using AI to come up with lots of different slides. So you can look and use my prompts if you want. That's how we learn, is look at everybody's prompts and see what is amazing. So 1 second. Almost there, guys. I just gotta close off some of my additional windows and make sure nothing is crazy popping up. And I'm just trying to simplify everything. Ran out of time. I was trying to do this a little earlier. Restream, okay. Okay, so I should be streaming to YouTube. Welcome, YouTube Live. I should be streaming to Twitch. Welcome, Twitch. That is the OG kind of original streaming. Although, hang on. I knew I was missing. I knew why I was flipping around to Twitch. I got to change my Twitch to the appropriate. Hang on, I gotta change Twitch to the appropriate settings. Because I am sure I am in the wrong channel or something. Okay. I'm in Room World, which is not correct. Just chatting, or is there a how to? Yeah, just chatting. Nice. Okay, how to use AI to make great pictures for slideshows for my church versus charity presentation. Okay. Canadian streamer, self-help, life, indie games, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. Okay, so I have switched my channel to just chatting. I have them together. Perfect. Okay. And I will go back to Restream. And this is kind of a first to be using Restream as well. Used it for a couple other events a little while ago. And I use and I love OBS. Like, see, there's my OBS right there. And I've been using that for years with a variety of green screens behind me. And it works good. OBS with a virtual camera and OBS doing your green screen is a million times better than Zoom's green screen or any of the others green screen. So here we go. We are going to deal with AI making nice pictures. Okay, so we have the AI there. Here, let me bring that up there. And let me just make it so I can see anybody actually chat with me. Okay, so these are some of the AIs I've used, or some of the systems I've used to make, and we'll just watch myself go through and make a few slides, because I actually have to build out many hundreds, if not thousands of slides, so I got to start somewhere, and might as well teach others if they want to join me on the path and get better at their craft. And at the same time, who knows, maybe you want to actually chat versus the charity issues. What's wrong with being a charity in Canada? And there are a ton of things wrong about it. And that is that. So hang on, we'll just slide Leonardo on here. Of course, Leonardo makes wonderful pictures, all kinds of, like, I don't even touch a tenth of it, or not even a 1% of how amazing AI is. Whether it's ChatGPT's version, whether Grok, been starting to use that. Supposedly Grok's a little bit more uncensored, allows you to use more celebrities and more like trademark stuff. A lot of other companies lock down a lot of trademark and celebrities. Supposedly Grok from X allows that. Claude does not do pictures yet, but working on that would be interesting if Claude get on that, because Claude is working really good and being very competitive to everybody already. Oh, what is this? That's a Jesus. So look at this. This prompt is extremely high quality, 8K, Ultra HD, hyper realistic Jesus Christ. Clothed in white, stands amidst the bustling crowd. His gaze is serene, beacon in a calm throng of people pressing him, right? That's kind of like, that sounds like almost straight out of a couple of Bible verses. Scenes depicted in stunning painting. Well, that's cool. Portrayed striking details, sense of ethereal grace, artistic skills evident in lifelike features. So it's not photorealistic supposedly, but allows it to be a painting. But here, let's continue on with the prompt. Captivating portrayal of Jesus Christ. Right, and they used, what did they use? They used Leonardo Vision XL to fine-tune that. So that's interesting and fast. So not bad. And other related images looking nice. We actually may come back to that and use some of those prompts because, and see, what's this? Ultra realistic Jesus Christ. Although we don't know what Jesus looks like, this typically kind of ends up being what he looks like. Although I think I remember hearing that, yeah, a lot of Jewish people never had long hair or something like that. So, and of course, Jesus was probably dark-skinned, and he was no different than the regular person of that place in that part of the world. So he's probably not necessarily a white guy with long hair. Is probably easy enough to say. But talks about the thorns, background should be neutral and lighting around his face, rendered 4K. So you'll see some of the prompts that I use shortly. Yeah, so Jesus is a popular guy. Full body shot. See, that's another cool prompt. Full body shot. Eyes looking toward the sky. On a mountain, red robes, glowing cross in the air. So the AI did not get the cross in the air on that one. And now AI is doing more and more with text. 6 months ago, a year ago, text was crappy, but AI has come a long way in doing more and more with text. So yeah, looking really, really good. So these are a lot of people's examples. Just, this is computer making all of this up. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, look at that. That looks like an actual bedroom scene. That looks really nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's see what some of the... Hang on, I'll show you some of my library. So you can kind of see that I was making pictures of coins and stuff, and take a look. Actually, the one I ended up using, well, there were so many good ones. So like this was, I wanted, coins of Caesar's head. I wanted it in a field, a crowd of people onlooking, midday sun with God rays and volumetric lighting. And this is a prompt that I was just developing over time. And I'm learning that the more that you do, the better. Typically. Sometimes AI gets it in, sometimes it doesn't. But a couple of things I wanted was like coins of Caesar and the cross, and to focus on them a little bit. That's kind of like a different... I had a different AI picture and then used it as a reference, which you can do. But like, look how good this is. Like, look at that, It literally got the sun and the clouds and the God rays or volumetric lighting, coins, crowd in a field, hands, all kinds of stuff, right? So I like the God rays on this one. Like that one's pretty cool. It looks like, these guys are kind of praying. This guy's like offering money. And awesome God rays on this one. This one's a square picture because my reference picture was square. So at first you kind of start with square and match the picture. You want to do that. And then, yeah, the initial rough, yeah. So, and then this is another guy I used some AI for. At first it was him, a guy with a hand on a sword, and it was supposed to be a plow or a trowel building the walls of Jerusalem. And actually this is close to one of the originals. And then I got him to hold a bread basket with fruit in it. But then I tried to use the prompts to change the prompts so I could get a full body shot of him, because I didn't want this wall. So I was using my previous prompt, and then I was changing the prompts to try to get rid of the wall. So like this one did not too bad, although it kind of screwed up the sword and it added an extra brick. But look at, I can use the sword, close crop him, and look how cool that is, right? Now, one of the other things this program does was, I also wanted to like make sure maybe I could have the full basket. So you have a zoom out option. So look at that. So now I got the full basket, but it kind of gets wonky down here. So I probably, if I close crop them, I would close crop the full him, erase that, and then probably end it right around there. But that would look really awesome on a website or something, right? So this is a picture that I downloaded, and I will probably close crop this guy in Photoshop and put that on a website or something, because that I used for our flyer for such a time as this. See, this, I kind of used a variant of him in the background. But much like a lot of good websites, if you close crop people, it looks so good, right? Like, it's so hard to get good videos, right? Or good video shots. Like, see, this is a nice professional shot. That looks pretty professional. That one looks pretty good. I think he probably got his wife to take that one or something like that. This is probably a selfie. That's wife or selfie. I had a friend take this shot of me and stuff like that years ago. That's a young me. But look at, this is what I mean about close cropping. So Leighton Gray, lots of podcasts, big lawyer. This is just really professional, right? Like when you close crop something, it just looks so good.
Baby_PW
right?
love,
Like,
just
I don't
follow
know,
the leader.
Book top leadership speaker. Like I don't know what I'm going to get. Keynote speakers. Hang on. I wouldn't doubt if some of these guys have, like, some of these shots don't look the greatest, but that one's not too bad. But I would hope that their websites are good. I don't know. Do I know any of these guys? Maybe I should know some of these, but hang on. Let's click on this guy's, that one. Safety and overcoming adversity. Toronto keynote speaker. This is this guy's. I don't know if you would search for him. You should get his web page. Okay, a little bit more WordPress bloggy. Okay, so this is not necessarily an example. Like, he's got some content, but he does not have the look I was looking for. But hang on, I think I've heard or seen this guy, I think. Hang on. Let's see what his website looks like. A little bit bloggy. That looks nice. That's kind of like close cropped. Nice shots there. Probably about Simon. Yeah, see, like, look at that. That looks really nice, right? I believe that's like a fake. That's almost guaranteed a fake. He's not against anything. That's probably a green screen. That's Photoshop. But see, that's what I mean, is when you close crop stuff, it looks so good. It doesn't take much to make. Oh yeah, see, that's, you know, they've close cropped him out of that. That's probably another fake background, right? So he uses that same, oh yeah, okay, Goggins, he probably has a kick butt site, I would like to think. Let's see. Yeah, like that might be a real, that's probably a real picture actually. That's a real picture. But see, you could close crop that and look really nice. Same thing here. Like, of course, this is a really nice photo. That's probably not close crop, but you could close crop him. It would look really nice. And who wouldn't want a close crop? David Goggins, good looking guy. He works hard. Okay, right, that's a picture. But see, what about, no, before and after, Navy SEAL, yeah. But see, like, when you have a good good website, it makes it look really good. Let's see. Both his books are really good. I really recommend the audiobooks, because he has a good friend of his read them or something, or his author reads them, and his author's really good. And then they do a podcast in between every chapter of his book, which is really amazing. So you get lots of extras, like you get hours and hours extra of Goggins talking if you get the audio version of the book. So I highly recommend that. That's even stuff that the book doesn't even have. So they kind of break down what they just listened to in the previous chapter. So definitely highly recommend Goggins stuff. So anyways, that kind of, okay, good old Tony Robbins, of course. He probably should have one of the best sites. Okay, lots of that. Of course, he's got lots of good videos. You know, that's kind of like a close crop. Not quite the look I was going for, other than that one guy. Oops. But here, let's go. Yeah, okay, like, look at that. See, that's what I mean. They close crop him, and then you can do some like cool stuff on a website. So close cropping is nice, you know. So you can do that with AI, which is quite amazing, right? So that's kind of what I am going with that. So I can close crop him, and I can get a high-res file of that, right? You can download it, and then you can upscale it. You can upscale the, yeah, like, yeah, you can just upscale so it's like massive megapixels. So that's not an issue. But in this case, I wanted it to zoom out to get the breadbasket, but then in other things, I can deal with whatnot. And see, that's why I was messing around with the prompt. See, like, I'm like, hey, make them stand in a field, instead of like trying to have a wall behind them. So like that one, you know, you almost get him standing. I wish the sword was up here still. And then in other versions, right, you know, there's still the wall. AI doesn't do it always perfect. He's holding a good sword, although it looks a little dinky. Now he's holding the sword down and the wall's still there. So sometimes you got to render many samples to get the one you want. This one looks not too bad. It doesn't really have the broadsword look, but that, I think, is kind of one of the looks from the old days. And so that's not too bad. Okay, so we are going to go through and make a few new slides. So my slides are all about making sure that your church does not become a charity, because that is not good, because you lose all your assets, you belong to the government when you lose your charitable status. which you're walking on eggshells not to lose your charitable status. But if and when you do lose your charitable status, you lose all your assets. Everything goes back to the government. It's what they call the revocation tax, which is not good, which is right there. So I have some slides that we need to make more graphics of. So this was kind of my 20-minute presentation slide, but let's see. Let's make some slides here. So I had some call to actions. So one of these things is, let's say, Google tax revocation. Okay, so let's make kind of a Bible-esque guy on a laptop or something trying to Google tax revocation. Let's see how well that actually works. That would be really funny to see if we can pull that off. So what I'm going to do, because now I'll show you something. If I go back, I have lots of things. This is like, I'm trying to make a slide of like Moses yelling at Pharaoh to let his people go, but also Moses is like trading money. So that's what, sometimes you got to work it, and sometimes it comes up right, other times not so good. You have to really have a good visual eye in your head, and then you got to describe it right, and then sometimes even get like different prompts. Look at how other people do their prompts, because like I'm not the most descriptive guy, and it comes out really good. This one was interesting because, like I said, what did I say? All these were kind of the same thing, laying out the money on a field to buy a field and to focus on a couple of coins. But here, let's look at this one. I'll show you something. But what was interesting about this one was I said, like, theme it like kind of Jeremiah or something, but then it actually made it so like this is almost like a PowerPoint theme. See, it actually put the words Jeremiah, blah, 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 or circa, it's supposed to be circa 1000, but all of this text is like, I didn't want any text. So but that came about because sometimes AI takes what you write down either too literally or something. Because what did I say there? Themed as a dynamic ancient Bible story. So because of that, it's taking this theme and it's kind of making it a PowerPoint theme, which it's kind of what this is meant to be. So like I appreciate that it's the right theme, but it actually put all this text in there, which I had to like rewrite it so it would just give me a picture only. But in this case, this picture was so good, I actually downloaded it, brought it into Photoshop. Watch this. So I downloaded that picture. I'm going to show you how this works. Open this up. Now Photoshop betas and stuff have like tons of awesome new AI and everything yet, right? So now, like, watch this. I don't want that text anymore. I'm going to use generative fill. It's AI. And I'm just going to generate it and blank it out. And it's going to give me 3 examples. And hopefully one of the 3, if not more, is the look I want. Right? Like, look at that. The text is all gone. The grass looks correct. And the people are blurry to begin with. But that's because that's the way I made it. But like, look at, so this one has more people. This one has like fewer people. I don't like this one as much because it's like got 3 yellows in a row. But then look at this one. But then I don't know what's kind of going on there. Like this guy almost, like these 2 don't look like they're wearing robes, right? So I would probably flip between one of these 2. And then what's really neat is you could just see what the layers look like. Where's my layers? Now look at that, like before and after. Isn't this crazy? Like it changes all these 4 people or 4, and I don't know what's behind there. Those 4 people into like a whole row of people. Gets rid of the text. The grass is awesome. right? So sometimes AI will get you a picture really, really close, and then you use other AI or other pictures or just other techniques to continue the picture you want, right? So I'll just show you another example. Now this guy holding out money or trying to buy money, this was cool because I think the AI did it saying inside a temple or something and not an open field. I don't know if I didn't describe it fully yet. So sometimes if you leave a prompt and you leave it do its own thing, it comes up with ideas better than what you're thinking. So I love this guy because he kind of looked like Jesus, and part of the scripture of that particular verse I was trying to make this picture for talks about buying the land and acting as a redeemer. And because it's like Old Testament, you know, Jesus is kind of the redeemer of our souls in the New Testament. So we are supposed to act as if we are like Jesus's to people, right? We might be the only Jesus some people get. But yeah, so anyways, so I'll just show you another example with text. So this one was pretty funny. It had, like, I love this, right? 2 Caesars and a coin that I said make a cross engraved on it. So this literally was described everything I wanted in the scene. But like it then put text in it. And I'm like, oh, that's dumb. And sometimes text makes sense and sometimes it doesn't make sense. But watch Photoshop. You literally just do this. It does its magic. And okay, so look at that. 3 sets of clouds and all 3 look legit. So I could use any one of the 3 and be happy. Like, look at that. As a pre-AI guy, Photoshop guy, you would spend a while cloning it, and then you would clone and blend and blur and fade and make sure that your cloning didn't look repetitive and things like that. Like, look at that. That just instantly got rid of all that text perfectly. And then same thing. You go back down here, highlight this text. Look how crazy that AI is, eh? Making like awesome coins, awesome hands. Look how detailed those hands are. So I don't know what that's supposed to say. Something about dynamic or church or something. Who knows? And you could blur that out. You could use some traditional techniques, but we'll just use AI in Photoshop. And it will give 3 examples of what will happen. Well, look at that. So there's that one, this one, and this one. So this one, he's kind of got like a ring or something. That one, the arm continues on and then a little bit down there. And then this one, it's like his palms are going up, right? So like all 3 to the average user, like look at, like you're not going to think one way or that makes his palm. You are right. His palm is maybe too thick on that one. His palm, that looks more like a palm if I were to guess. And I'm not. See, it's probably between these 2, right? But this one, his palm is too thick. But like, look how crazy that is, eh? So like now you can turn that on and off, and boom. Look at. Now let's just test this. This is what I've already done for the coin, right? Like I could be like, hey, if I don't do anything and I do generative fill, I have a feeling I'll try to finish the fingers and just get rid of the coin. But you could probably say something and it would what they call infill, and it would change out the coin to something else. And it would try to match the scenario. Like, look at that, okay? Like, isn't that crazy? We're living in Star Trek world, right? Where, remember how, like, the joke was in sci-fi that, you'd be like, hey, who's behind that person? and then the computer would delete that person, and then it would be all blurry, and then they'd be like enhance, enhance, enhance. Well, now with AI, you can actually do that. Like, look at that. These four, like, it's all blurry, although that looks a hair funny there. But like, the fingers look perfect. Like, look at that. That's a perfect finger there, perfect thumb. Like, that's crazy. Like, you could argue that the coin maybe looks almost a little fake, the render coin there. But like, like that's a picture right in itself too, right? Like, if, but in this case, I'm making the statement, give Caesar what is Caesar and give the Lord what's the Lord's. And that guy back there kind of almost looks like a Jesus, like holding back the crowd or something, and all these guys are onlookers. So that's kind of cool. So that's how you can use AI that way. So sometimes it's a matter of, sometimes the pictures come out perfectly just the way you want, and other times not. So we want to go to, I made pictures a while ago for another, actually for this particular slideshow. I was making, sometimes, man, pictures do not do what you want it to do, and I'll explain that. So I was getting pictures, freeing church or freeing people from jail and stuff. Now, AI is really funny because it doesn't like certain words. It doesn't like slavery, or it probably has a ton of safety. Most AI, I think, has a lot of safety around blood, probably around like extra skin and pornography. It has checks on like harmful things. But you can see here, I was getting like guy running away or something because I was like, hey, I'm in a rush. So here I was trying to make a Bible guy run away out of an office, like of technology. So it's kind of weird that you have this woman, in this case, running into a house or something, and it's got like a Mac in the background or something, So I like that. All these Bible ones, I just love this particular look of it. So I keep using the same prompt over and over again for the most part for the Bible stuff. Now, this is a good example of a prompt. Some of my initial prompts were like talking about like make one man hairy or something, two brothers. Like this is about Esau. So here's an angry older brother getting the bowl of soup, which is good. That guy looks like a younger brother. They look like they're relatively the same age. But I think I was saying make this kid hairy. But the AI was having trouble with that. I think I said a super hairy teen male. Like it wasn't making the teen male, that kid, hairy, right? So like this kid wasn't hairy. He was a teen. Like it did all my other stuff the way I wanted really well. Both brothers look fairly close in age. Sometimes it does hands, and like a year or two ago, man, it never even did faces, teeth right at all. But now it does hands and eyes and teeth way much better. But look at this. This arm looks good. This arm looks good, but then there's like these extra fingers are extra long, and this part looks a little funny. But again, this wasn't a hairy kid, right? So I'm like, well, how do I make a hairy kid? So then I was like, okay, hairy man. But then it wasn't really making him hairy like I wanted to. But I probably could have been more descriptive and said like hairy arms, hairy this, hairy that. So then I was like, hey, sometimes just because you ask it doesn't mean it has to be realistic. So sometimes you have to like go out of your way. So I think I changed up the prompt to be a super hairy man looking Bigfoot. So I made him now a man instead of a teen, and I was like, make him look like Bigfoot. So then by default, Bigfoot looks kind of, the AI knows what Bigfoot kind of looks like. So then I was getting way more hair, which is kind of what you would imagine the Bible stories about. And like, it was really cool because like, look at some of these, right? This guy looks more like a hairy ape. Like that guy's locked in a jungle. So I would call him hairy. So this guy wasn't bad, but I didn't kind of like the composition, right, of the photo. It got 99% of it kind of all the way I wanted it, but I knew it was coming up with other examples. So like then this is one really good example of the kid giving his brother the bowl of stew and the mother looking on in the background. And I would have used this, and I still will probably use this one, but this doesn't have, as part of the Bible story, exchanging of the paper. So then, because the older son sold the younger son his birthright for a bowl of stew. So here I am taking that same guy and saying, okay, now this guy is trying to give him a piece of paper. So you say, what do I change it to? Big, super hairy looking Bigfoot man, hungrily exchanging a piece of parchment, desperately reaching out for a bowl of chunky soup. So sometimes, like, that's what I added, was exchanging a piece of parchment. And then, so from that point on, I started getting all these other examples of him handing a piece of parchment. And this guy is exchanging a piece of parchment. But this, I didn't like, he's not looking at him, he's not looking at him. I don't like the look of his mouth. Two women or two mothers or something when it's just the same mother. So sometimes AI doesn't get everything you want, but then like, look at this. This is the one I actually went with. So this right here looks like, it doesn't really have any writing on it. If you like really zoom in on it, you don't see any writing, and you don't 100% know what that is. But look it's just, and it's not a super hairy guy. There were some hairier Bigfooter guys. He looks clean. That guy looks great. The mother's nice and blurry and bokeh in the background. He's kind of like, look how hairy he is. Like that, like in a way, that's not super manly hairy, but it could have been worse. Like the Bible talks about he has super hairy arms. So this I'd say is more hair than average, even on a hairy guy. His face is definitely not, as Bigfootish as some of those other ones. So, but he definitely looks the part of the barbarian, and he definitely is more hairy than this kid, right? And he's exchanging the paper for what looks like the kid is exchanging the bowl. So sometimes you have to like really keep changing up your prompts to get what you want. And then other times you have to run the example and get it to render it over and over. Now look at this. This one could have been easily, I could have used this one too, and I probably will. The mother in the background's bokeh, that's great. This one's actually, look at this. This has actually got writing on the parchment. So this one, and the kid is handing it. So like, it looks like, excuse me, he's very carefully giving him the parchment. So I could have used this one just as well. That's a nice bowl of something, chunky soup that does look like, dog food or something really good. And it looks like it just came out of the kitchen. He's asking for it. So this picture, I'd say hits 100% of everything I asked it to. Hairy arms, it's kind of got a, he's even more of a warrior guy because he was a hunter. This guy was a hunter, and this guy was like a mama's boy. So this guy definitely looks the hunter, the stereotype hunter. So very happy. So again, once you get the picture you want, or 2 or 3, you can render a few more, or if something was a little off, you could like edit it out and use something else. See, like look at these. These ones don't look like, that guy doesn't necessarily look like a hunter, right? Because I didn't have the prompt. You could prompt for anime. So I was trying to come up with 2 podcasters. to match these voices of this other AI program. And then I was, what was I? Oh, I was like trying to say, make Jesus or something look like Tron, because I'm a big fan of Tron, and make him look like a superhero and stuff. Like, this would have cost you thousands of dollars to come up with any of these looks. Like this, any of these quote unquote Jesuses look like they're coming right out of an expensive comic book. Like, it looks so good, right? You can say black and white. You can say colors. You know, I like Tron blue and stuff. And then I think these ones, I'm like, make it black and white silhouette, close up, cross in his chest, God rays coming out, broadsword. Sometimes, and oh yes, I was trying to over and over and over have Jesus kick over a table, and this AI program, I have to figure out what prompts to use to try to get Jesus to kick over a table, but it's censoring that. But like, look at that. That looks like a cool superhero comic booky Jesus, right? You know, or esque. You know, some of it's like lightsabers or something. Like, look at that. That looks like almost like a Samurai Jack comic book, black noir, dark anime Jesus. Like, look at that. Like, all those are really awesome. But all of these things, I was trying to get him to kick over a table, so you can see, you don't even barely see a table in any of these ones, which is really funny, eh? This one, or yeah, and down here, yeah, so more table kicking over, but then I'm like pushing table, flipping table. It would put sometimes a table in there, sometimes not a table. And like, so then I was trying to do different things. Like, all of these are really great in their own aspects. Like, if you want to, right, this is simple logo background silhouettes of Jesus swinging a broadsword, flipping a table. Well, any, like, you know, even in silhouette form, you know, you could guess that might be Jesus with a sword or something. You know, and then I was like, you know, kind of comic book style, not even comic book, like children book style, you know, and that really looks like the style. You can add crosses. See, like, look how crazy. Oh, like, this one was actually pretty cool. This is like kind of an anime kid, I don't know, hitting a table, or just hit a table, or punched a table, or, well, he hit it with the sword, exploding stuff. So this was supposed to be objects only, so this kid wasn't even supposed to be in there, right? So sometimes AI doesn't do what you want, and you can spend hours and hours going down the path of what you don't want. But then other times, it does something better than you want. Like, you can come up with like vector, like, look how awesome that maple leaf looks. You know, veiny and everything. And maple leaf with white stylized Christian cross. Well, it definitely didn't put a cross at all, but the maple leaf looks really awesome. But then look at it, did put the cross in a couple of them. Like that one kind of put the cross. This one, this idea was kind of cool, and I kind of think I got inspired by this idea. Was like, hey, just overlay a cross in the middle, and that's what it'll get close to looking right like. So you can come up with logos. You can type in different things and have it come up with logos for you. And I was trying to say bold font, you know, narrow, give it a sense of, you know, what do I say here? Create a logo, such a time, hints of Christian and motion. And, you know, slanted, I like slanting, leaning forward, indicating motion. That didn't really do it on those ones. But on some of these other ones, it kind of has some of that sense of motion or action, or sometimes they'd put a cross in it or not. You know, a bunch of these look like a lot of modern church logos already. So, like, that's kind of pretty cool. And then what I would do is, if I got something that was really close, I would probably throw it into Photoshop or Illustrator, vectorize it, and then probably clean it up and like make it mathematically correct. You know, and then, you know, I made this lion, one of these lions. I think I started with this lion, and I'm like, oh, that looks so cool, right? With hands, it looks like those giant lions in the crowd, right? Roaring lion head on fire floating above a stadium full of hands praising. But then I kept tweaking and tweaking it. You can change the size. Then I wanted to change the style. I wanted it to be like more anime and more vectored, so I could vectorize it later. And then, like, see, that one looks like the lion's even bigger. And then the crowd. And then, like, look at that. That lion's like jacked up, man. He's like center of a giant hologram or something. He's like cheering the crowd on. And that looks like a giant stadium. And then it's like you can zoom in, zoom out. You can get it also to do motion. Sometimes the motion is cool. Sometimes the motion is absolutely stupid. This AI doesn't, it's adding motion, but you have no control over it. There's other AI programs that have a lot of control over motion. You can say what you want to mask out and what you want, which direction you want it to move, what style do you want it to pan, do you want it to grow or shrink or zoom in or zoom out. But this Leonardo doesn't do any of that. So you got to give and take what you want. I was trying to make what it was. I think I was trying to make what was this? I was just trying to say Elon Musk looking like Neo from the Matrix. And then I was trying to relate Justin Trudeau or something. So I gave up because I think Leonardo blocks a lot of celebrities. So, and then I was trying to get maps of Canada a certain way. Now I've made characters for people in books. This is the guy right here. I basically evolved him to eventually he's on a book cover. So I was like trying to use all kinds of stuff to get certain wrenches. Sometimes it doesn't do the look you want, right? Because like this is that guy above, but shirt sleeve. And then there's a bunch of versions that just don't even look like him. Like it kind of looks like him, but not, you know, either too old, too young or something. So sometimes you really have to work it, and sometimes it works fast, sometimes it works slow. And so here I am trying to make slides for a talk, something about like sprawling rhubarb. You got to get to the root of it. So like this doesn't even exist, right? But like in a split second, that looks cool though, right? It gets a point across. And the whole point of slides is that a picture also tells 1,000 words also. So now you can actually, instead of trying to spend all your time finding stock artwork, you can actually look for and just make your own photos. Then I was showing people photorealistic of, I was trying to show people what our convention looked like. So I've been saying like an old room full of old people sitting at desks, and every one of these looks like basically a photo. Like it's super crazy. Like every one of these could be real. Like that looks like a jam-packed classroom. That one doesn't look like old people, but that's kind of the classroom we were at with the screen at the front. And I was using descriptive words to kind of describe what our classroom looked like. Sometimes when people are in distress or trouble or drowning or something, it won't do it. So it'll tell you it doesn't like it and it'll censor it. But then that's where you go to a different platform and you can try it out and see if it works in another platform. Aha. Okay. Now we're getting to where I wanted to. See, this prompt, I didn't. I was I was doing all these Bible themes, right? You know, all these down here. But then I needed something about like research and Google it or something. So I might actually use one of these. But I also, yeah, I actually probably will use one of these. Like this guy's looking it up. So it's like these people are looking, and this guy's looking up a computer, even though I say it's circa 1000 BC, and these guys are all wearing robes, you know, yet he's using technology, right? Like that's kind of funny. So you can mix and match. Like, look at here's a guy that was supposed to be like in Bible times, but he's like listening to a smartphone and a podcast or something. Right? Like what is so I use the same prompts, kind of the beginning and the end, and then I just change the middle of what the person's doing. So I'm using always weathered man, and you can say light skin, dark skin. You can sometimes you can say races, sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's ways around that. You know, if you want to look like, you know, I understand why AI is trying to be safe and it doesn't want to make things look like it's biased or something. But if I want the picture, you know, I want the picture, right? But yeah, see, like I keep using the same. They're wearing a simple earth tunic, cinched at the waist with a worn leather belt. So it's always this, you know, and always like circa 1000 BC. But I usually just change this beginning part and I get all the looks that I want. You know, people meeting. Like, look at, like, every one of these, you can just look at this screenshot and see what they're doing. You know, like this guy's handing books to somebody. So same beginning and end prompts, but this is weathered men instead of man giving a book to a high-ranking government official as a gift and explaining to them the importance of the message. So just that is what gives me a bunch of different looks. Everything else was the same. So that's why I'm using the same prompt, same everything. So all my looks are kind of looking the same. You can say daytime, nighttime. If you don't, the computer will kind of guess. You can say inside, outside. You can say darkly light, you know, lots of light, torchlight, you know, warmly glow. Like, see, look at this. Okay, these are two guys or three guys, you know, Googling it. So now, okay, so I'm gonna use one of these. Let's just hang on. I am saying for somebody to Google it. So this guy looks like he's taking notes, and that guy's Googling it, and that guy's kind of like looking on, curious. And yet these guys, like, it's high technology, and yet it looks like they're like ancient scholars. So this is what's so amazing, right? So I think I really like that one. So I am like, all of these are so good, right? Like if I tell somebody to Google it, like that looks like they're Googling it, or like, look at this one looks good. But if you look too closely, you can kind of like see like that's not even a real keyboard. It looks like it's made out of rocks and chiclets or something. But like from back here, you know what they're doing. They're looking at a monitor and whatnot. But so let's take if I say, let's look at my prompt again. What am I trying to say? Google revocation tax. So I'm going to, what? Oh, where did I go? Uh-oh. Where did it go? That's Leonardo. Where did my, that's the website. Oh, right there. Nope. Well, if I can't get there from there, that's okay. I will Just scroll down again. Oh well. That's bizarre. I don't know where it went. Where is my AI guy? See, I was making wall graphics. You can make, see, like, look at instantly, you can have realistic photos, but I was also making them look stupid. You know, but that looks like a photo shoot, right? Like, it looks better than a photo shoot. Like, that's fake, but you can go cartoon, you can go realistic. See, you can say nighttime. That's more back to my kind of general warm tone Bible guys. They're all building the wall. That's where I kind of got my guy that I was really happy with. So let's go back to those technology. See, like, look at these ones I kind of made more realistic. Like, that looks like a real photo of a man digging a ditch. I didn't have to take a photo of that. Like, that's super crazy. But then I kind of want it, like, see, then you can kind of like start typing, and this looks starting to look more dynamic and photoshopped and different lenses, and like, you know what it is. It's supposed to be mostly photorealistic, but it's not quite as photorealistic as the other thing, right? And then sometimes AI just doesn't listen to you. Like, I was like, one guy holding up a stick, sitting on a stone. Like, the look that I was going for was, which one was it? I finally got it. This one right here. This, right? That's the look I wanted. One Moses in the middle, holding up a stick, sitting on a stone because he's super tired, and like two guys helping him out. Actually, I think there's one other one with the sun in the middle. Hang on. Right here. Okay, so there's variants of it. And then there's a battle going on in the background. Because every time he dropped the stick or let go of the stick or not put it up, then the battle would start losing. So he had to also rely on others to help him hold the stick up, the staff. But like, look at some of the other variants. See, this one, he's not even holding it. The two other guys are holding it. So it kind of defeats the purpose. These guys are holding up two staffs. This guy's holding up two staffs. This one's not bad, but he's not sitting on a rock. But I might have not told him to sit on a rock yet. Yeah, I don't think I told him to sit on a rock. So sometimes you can get the right idea, and then you're like, hey, I want to adjust it and keep changing the photo. So, and then, you know, look at, he's sitting on a rock, and these guys are holding up a stick. This guy has a stick, but he's not even holding it up, nor are they sharing holding it up. See, this one's not bad as a vertical, right? There's a battle going on. These two guys are looking at him, helping him. He's sitting on a stone. It looks realistic. So this is a kick butt photo. That serves its purpose right there. You know, oh, and I think I really liked it, but then I'm like, I was getting smarter and smarter and saying sun held high in the noonday sky or something. So then that's why a couple of these last ones were adding the sun. And that's exactly what I wanted. So that photo right there, I think, is the one I wanted. Boom. But here, let's get back to the technology. Oh yeah. So let's get back to research and Google it. So which one of these looks like, if I said research it, what the heck? Research something and Google it. Which one of those looks like that? Where did it go? Where did it go? Did I miss it? Must have went past it. Oh, right here. Okay, so which ones of these look like in a split second from a thumbnail makes it look like they're researching or Googling it? I like this one and one other one. Kind of probably like this one maybe. That guy doesn't look he's interested. That guy, that's not bad. That's not bad. But I think this one too. See, he's typing good and everything looks good. Everybody's hands look good. Everybody's face looks good. and I can put a big word here. So what I'll do is see, like it's already pretty high res. If you look at it, it's technically it's that resolution, but you can also now upscale it. So let's upscale it. It costs a few credits. We're going to maximize it, make it, we'll see what happens. It takes a moment all the time to upscale things, but it works. So we will import this and use this as the revocation tax. Okay, so now this is like extra upscaled. Like, look how crazy detailed this is. Like, that's an amazing photo shoot. Eyes, this human doesn't exist. Like, that's what's so crazy. And they look like ancient keyboards, but it looks a lot better than those other ones. So now I'm going to download. So I will say AI good on that one. Then I will go back to my slide. I will add a, here, I'm going to duplicate this slide. Bring this down. Then I will change out the background. Upload. And which one did I want to upload? That one right there. Technically, I probably didn't need to download a big one. Now, see, this is kind of the font and stuff like that I wanted to say. So in this is search for Google revocation tax. Here, I'll do this. Move that down. You know, so like right there, like that looks really good, you know. If anything, I really want to get this word across really, really big time. So I might do something like that. You know, that's kind of cool. The hands are still there. People are in the background. Showing the monitor. So there's a slide. So very quickly, like, of course, here I am yapping with you all this time. But that's no big deal. Now, something else. Okay, so Google revocation talks. Talk to a lawyer. Now, I could go and look at some of my past examples. I already have some examples of people talking to another person. So let's just look at some of them. Okay. So I've used already a couple of these already. I used this example for here. I'll just go here. I joked with people that I have a long talk. I say, hey, this is the shock and awe version. So I kind of made like me talking to a stadium of people about a meteor. But I said, I also have to bring receipts and proof, right? The guy's like pointing at a map or something. So then I joke that there's a long version. See how that scroll is really long and there's a bunch of books. But then I also say, I have to bring lots of receipts. And I literally say like piling, you know, armfuls of paper piling onto another giant pile of paper, right? So this one is a man speaking in front of and unrolling a super long scroll in front of a few judges. See, that's all I needed. See, everything else is basically the same. Sometimes I change the background, but I also say the background is blurred with bokeh, and I say the stadium is full of people, or I'm in a field, or I'm a this or that. So the end changes sometimes and the middle changes. See, this guy's piling, like all of these were really good about bringing receipts. You know, that looks like he's bringing lots of receipts. This guy's, that's the one I used. You know, that guy's looking like he's bringing lots of receipts. See, so I like this one too. Talk to a lawyer, maybe. Does that look like talk to a lawyer? He's bringing this big long document. It looks pretty dramatic. I really like it. Because I got other ones too, right? Like, see, there, you know, I think this one is like people thanking one another or something. Okay, this guy's thanking this guy, you know, so it's probably like husband and wife thanking another woman or something. So this is a man thanking a husband and her wife for serving. See, this is supposed to be a man thanking another husband and her wife. Oh, see, I screwed up. That's actually kind of funny. They could be lesbians. This could be her wife. So see, look at that. Yeah, I got some of the theming down, but you have to be careful with your wording, right? Yeah, that's really funny that I screwed that up. So let's go. I like the prompt, talk to a lawyer. Like, look at that. Like, hey, talk to your lawyer. If you have questions, talk to your lawyer. Like that looks pretty much like a talk to a lawyer type slide. That looks pretty awesome. You know, it's like, hey, I got questions. All right. So maybe talk to a lawyer. See, I made that one up. But here, let's just for the heck of it, let's take this prompt. We're using Leonardo. See, it says generate with this model. So if we like this, we can generate with this. So we generate with this model, and it'll switch the settings to what I was using. I can swap in the text that I was using and say, of a man speaking in front of and unrolling a super long scroll in front of a few judges. I could say a cinematic photo of a man and unrolling a super long scroll, having questions for a lawyer at a desk. Isn't that cool? Let's say here in the background, blurred with bokeh, is, I will say, not a stadium, is a lawyer's office, like in Bible times, full of papers and piles of papers and Bibles around him. Sure, why not? Full of piles of papers, full with shelves full of papers and Bibles around him. So I want to make fast models, so I don't want to waste all my credits on high quality right now. I do want wide format, so 16 by 9. You can go small. I'm okay with generating larger files for now. I got lots of credits and they roll over. You get like 12,000 credits every month and they roll over if you don't use them. So let's see how, oh, I accidentally had it at 8. Sometimes when you're first coming up with ideas, it's best to do like 2 or 3 or 4 and have it at fast, because none of these might not look the way you want. So you got to keep changing the prompt, changing the prompt, changing the prompt. And then finally, if you get the prompts you want, then you can up it to quality, and now they've just added ultra quality, which is really crazy. So which one of these looks like talk to a lawyer? Okay, so does that say talk to a lawyer, talk to a lawyer? That one looks more like that. That one's not bad. Talk to somebody, he's handing over paper. Talk to a lawyer, that could be a possible lawyer. Talk to... See, it's got the fact that people are onlooking, and it looks like kind of a lawyer's library or something. So I like the way all these prompts are turning out. So not bad. The faces look funny and things like that, but that's also because it's fast quality. Like, that's the size of it. Like, that's pretty awesome. But you can do a couple of different things. You can upsize, and when you upsize, it improves qualities of things. Or you can actually now, let's go ultra quality. And now I'm also going to say unrolling a super long scroll and pointing to a line of text in it, having questions for a lawyer at a desk. Full of people with shells. Maybe let's get rid of the full of people. I don't need the full of people. With shells full of papers and Bibles around him. That says all of these have people in the background, which makes it look like a library, which I really like. I do like the look of that. That wasn't... See, again, this was an unintended consequence that I actually liked. So, but now, by going super ultra quality and using 8, I'm burning up 200 credits. That actually, you know, you better get a good one of these. One or more of these better be really nice and usable, because you don't want to be doing that too much. Otherwise, you'll burn up tons of credits. So my suggestion is burn up a bunch of credits, maybe on fast and small, or medium or small, or whatever. Get the prompt where you want it to be, and then oh my goodness, look at this. Some of these are looking really cool, actually. See, like, look at, I put text on the scroll, and now that all the scrolls have text, like that, this guy looks like he's like talking to a lawyer, and then that's maybe another lawyer. So this one looks really cool. This guy is pointing to something, although they kind of don't look like they're looking quite at each other. This guy looks like he's holding it, and he's pointing with the scroll, but it looks a little funny. This guy's holding it funny. I really like that one because it's like he's thinking, and it looks like there's like both long that way and long this way. Although it's really funny, it's black and white. But look at the quality, eh? And see, there's paper there, there's Bibles. It looks like it really does give the impression that he's talking to somebody. This is like there's 2 or 1. This guy's listening. There's like 2? No, 1. Although his face looks kind of funny. This guy's like, calm down. This guy's like 1. And there's a long scroll of all kinds of text. Oh, see? I like this. He's like, what about that over there? And this guy's like, oh, this over here. And then this guy's listening. So I really like this one. Now, watch. So what you can do here is, like right now, this one is a certain resolution. What resolution? It's already super high res. Like already, that's already way past, like that's almost 4K. That's like 4K right there. But you can upsize it if you even really wanted to. See, there's also unzooming. If it's too zoomed in, you can unzoom, and it'll show you more of the background and stuff, and some things. So I am going to I haven't used this feature much. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so this is going to go into Churches of Charity. I'm going to upscale this just for the heck of it. Like, look at this. This is like 20 megabit pixel now. And you can upscale it so it's like very similar. Or no, similar. It's more similar. Details, higher values, finer details. Why not? And creative strength, less. But see, since it's upsizing like already a huge one, it burns up a lot of credits. But then you got an AI picture literally meant for wraps on vehicles. I used to do vehicle wraps and billboards and things. Man, I wish we could have made up all the graphics we wanted now. Spend time doing some cool stuff instead of look up Photoshop or stock photos and stuff. Now you can use AI and make your own, which is mind-blowing. So let's just see how everybody's doing. If you got any questions, if anybody's watching. Good to know. Let's just see here. Analytics, awesome. So now, like, look how crazy detailed this is. Although his eyes are a little cross-eyed, but I think I'd be cross-eyed too. And that almost looked like it's not quite like text. It more looks like carpet. But again, the low version looks fine. And sometimes you can like, see, you can like look at it between the high res and low res, and it really doesn't matter. So we'll just download the high res. This is good. Talk to a lawyer. I like this one too. See, like, I can go back and use these other ones if I want. You know, I might come back to another time. Just like how I knew I've generated a bunch of these other things. And yeah, so now let's go back down to that long list. So I have research it yourself, Google tax verification, talk to a lawyer. So even research this yourself, or talk to a lawyer. So let's go and upload a couple of these. I have that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, I can only do one at a time. See, this is research this yourself. I have researched this yourself, Google it, and talk to a lawyer. I wonder if I have 3 of those. So let's see which ones work best for what. Okay, so that's research, maybe research, or this is research, maybe. Or maybe that's talk to a lawyer. Not sure. So then this one's for sure like the Google. Oh, I've already used Google. Duh. So this is research it yourself. Is there another one? Oh, I like this one too. I might use this one present it to somebody. Present your findings to your pastor, directors, board members. Yeah, okay. That's cool. This is revocation tax. Research it yourself and talk to your lawyer. So which one is talk to your lawyer? I like this one as research it yourself. And then this one, talk to your lawyer. Yeah. Talk to a charity lawyer. Right, and everyone, you gotta like adjust it and make it look good to the slide itself, right? You know, I'll do that in a moment. See, I might do, yeah, talk to a charity lawyer. You know, that looks cool. And then maybe 70. Well, that might be too big. Oops. That might be too big. Yeah, maybe that might be too big. Let's make it 60. Yeah, that might be probably right. Cool. So talk to a charity lawyer. Search for Google revocation tax. And this was research it yourself. Okay. Research it yourself. And then do I put it up here? Save, you know, because that, you know, it doesn't have to be too big. That saves most of the picture to tell the story, right? Research yourself. Search for it. Search for Google revocation tax. Awesome. Talk to your charity lawyer. So you see how I've now made what is a boring part slideshow, taken 3 bullet points, and I made 3 more new slides for it. Way more impactful, I think. And you know, in this case, talk to somebody, find data, you know, vote for, see, I could have, you know, maybe this, hey, maybe vote for a political party. So let's do one more slide. This could be a fun slide. Let's go. Of a man, speaking of a man putting in his paper, no, what do you call ancient paper? Like scroll, is, we'll say, piece of paper into a stone ballot box voting. Hang on. So that's what's happening. And then what's the background? The background would be a large cave with blurred background is inside of a large cave with others in line voting themselves at other ballot boxes. Okay, so I'm going to go fast. I'm going to only do 4 at the moment. And, you know, I'll just do medium because, see, now it's only 24 credits. So you can get a lot of quick details. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, where did I go? Chat. Oh, okay. So hang on. Let's see if this. Oh, see, this is like, look how cool this is. That totally looks like what I asked for. Inside a cave, people voting into a stone box, and he's putting it like that. Looks so cool. Like that looks cool. That looks right. That looks awesome. Oh, I like that one. That looks so good. So I am going to go multiplier realistic, crisp upscale, smooth upscale, refiner strength. Details, angular, creative strength. Let's see if we can get a better graphic of that. But I'll wait a moment, and then at the same time, I will maybe render 8 large ultra realistics, because I really love the look of that. That looks so good. That looks so good. That looks cool. Okay, so so I'm going to now go ultra quality, and I'm going to make 8. I'm going to burn up 184, but I should also get 8 probably really kick butt ones, because I'm really happy with all 4 of those. So if I chose that one, where was it? See, I go right, justify. See, that looks cool, right? That's very impactful graphic. Okay, here, let's see some of these. That's cool. Some people are standing in line, some are walking away. Some, this one looks a little bit, they're all the same guy. Like, that looks so good. All of these look kick butt, man. See, it comes down to awesome prompts, and AI just keeps getting better and better. That looks so good too, man. So now I'm gonna go fast. Oh, what the heck? I had medium. No. There we go. That's why. When was that one? Oh man, that was very large anyways. So let's go fast. Let's go medium. Go 4 of a man. Door of a cave, knocking on the stone, holding a Bible in one hand and a clipboard with stone tablet, chisel with some signatures. Okay, hang on. Holding a Bible in one hand and a stone tablet and chisel with some stone tablet already. Asking for a signature from the lady at the cave entrance. That's so funny. So look at this. So dynamic, high contrast, cinematic photograph of a man running as a candidate at the door of a cave, knocking on stone tablet. Let's. Oh, hang on. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. Interesting. I think okay. In the far background is inside a large cave with others. Is Boca. Other ancient houses. Hang on, knocking on the stone door. Holding Bible in one hand, stone tablet and chisel in the other, with some signatures on the stone tablet already. Asking for a signature from the lady at the cave entrance. Oh, this is getting closer to what I want. So that's getting close. What kind of stone houses? Those aren't quite the stone houses. Okay, so let's see. We'll keep going. Oh, that guy's. I gotta flip out the description. Candidate running as a candidate. What do you call those? Okay, let's generate another 4 because I'm not getting the right house. So let's use AI. Keep changing our prompt to get the right prompt. And then that'll be good because then I can use it for other prompts as well. Mud house. Iron Age. And then let's see my prompt. It's not bad, but my prompts are backwards, so. My prompts are backwards. Let's figure this out. Let's see if this is any better. Well, that's not bad. Oh, that's really good. Okay, well, let's try ultra large 8. Let's burn up some credits. Let's try it out. The houses are at least better. So hopefully as high quality, they will perform better. Okay, let's see. What do we got? That guy's at like the entrance. This is definitely the opposite. Hmm. Well, let's just see. Let's try again. Sometimes you have to learn different words. Hmm. Oh, this ain't bad. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. That one works good. That's fine. So, then okay. Cool. So, anyways, guys, that is the same old, going over and over and over again. How to make slides for use AI to make cool slides. And I'm using free Google Slides. I've used Apple Keynote in their iCloud, which is really nice. You can use PowerPoint, but you know, all it takes, my suggestion is a really good strategy is just like, look how easy this is, you know, you can just flip through some slides and just with a handful of pictures, you know, you get a sense of what there is. A few big words, the big words then trigger, you know, a paragraph or two or something of some talk, and then you move on to another slide. And your pictures can also cement in. You do not want to, like, I know I had this big long thing of text, like even that is a long amount of text. I want to replace that with a picture at some point. Same with that one. This was on purpose, just a giant amount of text. That I'm trying to make a bullet on every one of those bullet points. Look at that. I'm bringing out text. It's like, hey, very quickly, watch how fast I can flip through this. Hey, research it yourself. Search for it on Google. Look up the revocation tax. Go to your library. Look it up on your phone right now while we're listening. You know, and I could probably even have, actually, I probably should. Hang on, watch this. I have a separate slide. Where is it? About a phone. Actually, yeah, it's way down here somewhere. Hang on. That's freeing the church, receipts, that's Esau, that's Action Jesus, comic book Action Jesus. Let's see here. I also had doing work for others. Oh, here we go, somewhere. Oh, I wanted Google. Hang on, I had it somewhere. Where is it? Could be any one of those. Receipts, that's more them looking stuff up. More receipts, looking, researching. Yeah, see, like, I could use any one of these too, right? Research this, right? Like, look at that. That's a cool one for researching. How big it? Yeah, that's a great size picture. Here, let me just make that bigger. Let me save that one as well. And then I was going to get one for the documents. But anyways, guys, this is how you do it. You can make AI, you get some good prompts, copy some prompts from some others, get a look that you want, and then you can build out an entire slideshow. My suggestion is, because you pay a single price on some of these, I'm paying money on this. Oh my, like, look at that. You could never set up a photographer to set something like that up. That's like too amazing. Hang on, where's my cell phone one? Oh yeah, see they're taking selfies and stuff. Let's see, which one can I use one? Yeah, okay. I'm going to blow this one up. And then I'll probably, in Photoshop, maybe put Google in there or something. And then they could... Yeah, I'll use this one and say, look it up right now. But yeah, there you guys go. You guys have a good evening. I'm just going to finish this one up, download it, put it in. We will call it a day, right? Look up revocation tax. Look at this, browse for it. We just made a bunch of great new slides today. Search for it, Google it, revocation tax. Right, like, look how cool that is. Boom, that just instantly tells a picture, you know? It's like, research this yourself. Search, Google revocation tax. Google it on your phone. Talk to a charity lawyer. Present your findings to a pastor, directors, board members. Vote for biblically sound party, Foundation of Christ. Or run yourself, you know? Like, this excites me, and I've been doing this now for a while. Okay, guys, what a great evening. Very successful. And we got a bunch more slides done, and we will go from there. So if you guys need anything, you want to talk about church versus charity, why being a charity is one of the most evil things in the world if you are a Christian organization, I think, let me conclude by saying this is the root cause of all Canada's problems. You cannot be a Bible-believing Christian church and be a CRA charity. You cannot be both. And actually I wrote down they are incompatible. I'll have to adjust that in a little bit. It's not the best slide either. See, this one says, like, I believe this to be the root cause. So then I would, this is an old slide, a stock photo. I would probably go a giant root of a tree or something. Actually, the reason why I was looking up all those rhubarb roots was the whole story was, you know, you can run over rhubarb with lawnmowers and other stuff, and rhubarb just kind of keeps growing back unless you get to the root of it. But I'll probably say the root and probably have like some giant epic tree with like mass wranglings of roots turning evil or something. And then that would get that point across. And yeah, so that's the whole point. See, like, you know, I have all these fun, sometimes funny messages that people show. Like, you know, I talk about watchmen and witnesses. I talk about showing up. I talk about, you know, if you only get one thing. I talk about thank yous. Like, so I make all this AI stuff and I'm practicing it, right? You know? So we got some more slides in tonight, so that was really good. Only a few more, probably 100, a few more thousand to go. So you guys have a great night, and we will call it an evening. So here, let me go back here. Have a good night, guys. It was a pleasure having you. And if you watch this later, hit me up, like, subscribe, go to Church versus Charity. You can book me in free of charge. We will, you know, I try to, you know, I ask the Lord's blessing on, you know, daily bread, but at the same time, this is a message that needs to get across. And, you know, if I can't do it, others, I think the Lord can help pay for other churches to be free too as well. So it can be more than my daily bread for today, but know that I'm taking it forward to present that to others and put it to good use and to be biblically sound with it. Okay, guys, you have a great night. Love ya. Bye.